Alright, so here is my ground meat. I'm going to be using half of this roll. I have my romaine lettuce that I'm going to be cutting up. For my tacos, I have my corn tortillas here, some avocados, a onion, and for the sides I have some refried beans in a can. Normally I would make, homemade beans, but I didn't today. So I'm going to go ahead and use these, and I'm going to show you how to make these taste good. Right now out of the can, they do not taste good. So we'll be adding some ingredients to that, to these to make them taste good. And I have my rice, and then and my lovely rice seasoning that I like to use, which is my caldo de tomate. Alright, let's get started to cook some soft tacos with some corn tortillas. Alright, I have my pan here. I'm going to turn my range on medium, spraying my pan with my non-stick cooking spray. I'm just going to let this pot heat up, or pan pot, whatever you want to call it, while I'm getting my ground meat ready. Alright, got my ground meat in my pot here. I do not have taco seasoning today, so I'm going to show you how to improvise. Okay, so I'm going to be using my menudo spice mix as a seasoning. Just taking some of that and sprinkling on top. Then I have some salt I'm going to be sprinkling on top as well. Like so. I'm going to give this a stir. And then after I stir it, I'm going to go get my onions ready. Alright, I gave that meat a stir. If you don't have menudo spice mix in the house, you can definitely use just like salt and pepper, or just mix it up your own self, however you want to season up your meat. If you want to do comino or garlic powder, however you want to do it. Okay, checking up on my ground meat. I have checked up on it twice before now, just to give it a stir. So my ground meat is done. You can drain out this oil if you want to, or you can keep it, whatever you want to do. I did give it a last stir, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, and that meat is done. Alright, so I have about almost a half of my onion. I'm going to go ahead and peel off this stuff here. Alright, got that off, and now I'm going to cut it downwards this way, like so. Okay, so I cut it downwards like so, but I tried to avoid going all the way to the back. I stopped about almost like a half circle back here, so that way I can chop it into smaller pieces this way, and it's still held together. Alright, now I'm going to be cutting it this way to make small pieces. Okay, so I cut it about this way. So I'm going to go ahead and take that up, that way. And as you can see, they are small pieces. I love cooking with onions. My family, not so much. But if they are small pieces, I find that they are kind of okay with that. Especially my fiance, he's completely okay with that. The kids, onions and kids, they don't mesh anyway. So this is just for if you don't want big chunks, you just want smaller onions. That's how I make my small onions. Now I'm going to add these to my ground meat. Alright, onions added to the meat. I'm going to go ahead and give this a stir. Alright, the onions are now mixed in, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and put a lid on my ground meat. I'm going to keep my range at medium, which is 5, and let that cook. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start up on my beans, get these open. Okay, great. So I have my, I'm so distracted because my kids have like this show on and Daddy Yankee is performing. Okay, beside the point. Alright, so I have my beans in my pot here. I'm going to go ahead and take one of the cans and add a little bit of water. Alright, so I put my water in here. as you can see, just a little bit. It's probably filled up to about here, like that much. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this and pour it in here. I'm gonna go ahead and take it to my stove, put my range on medium, give these beans a stir. Okay, so I got my water all mixed in those beans nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and take some bacon grease from this morning. I'm going to pour all that grease in there, all that yumminess. I'm gonna take some salt and put some salt in here. Just a little to start off with. I'm going to give this a stir. Alright, and that is it with my beans. All I'm gonna do is just let it heat up. It's already getting warm. You can just touch it with your hand, get your spoon, touch it with your hand very lightly, and you can just feel whatever warmness you want your beans at. Or you can just wait for them to pop, and then you'll start to see little pops, and then they'll be done. But that is it with my beans. That's all I used was bacon grease, a little bit of water, and a little bit of salt. All these ingredients make the difference. These beans are so good. Okay, let's get started on our corn tortillas. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a pan and put my range on 5 and add some oil. Like so. Alright, so I got my assembly ready here. I got my corn tortillas. I have a plate with a napkin so that I can put them on here once they're cooking or done cooking. And I'm letting my pot just warm up that vegetable oil. Alright, I'm going to just try my first one and let's see if the oil is hot enough. Oh yes, so it's bubbling, so that is hot enough. That's great. I'm not going to let it cook for too long, just a little while. And then I'm going to flip it over, move it around a little bit. I don't want it to get hard or crispy around or anything like that. Just cook a little bit. And just like that. And the first one is done. Here is the second one, just putting it in there, twirling it around a little bit. Gonna flip it. And then lifting it up, letting some of that oil drain off of there. And then taking it to my napkin and just putting it on there. I'm going to go ahead and continue this process. Okay, if your oil is going low, you can definitely just add some more. Not a problem. Just add some more and that'll take care of that. Just an FYI, don't continue to cook if it's going lower and lower and lower and lower, because then they'll get, I don't know, like a drier texture. So make sure you have your oil in there and keep cooking them in that oil. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep on doing what I'm doing. And it's almost like when these lines are gone, that means that the tortilla is good to take out. So you see those lines on there? I'm gonna go ahead and cook it, and I've been noticing that they just go away. So it's kind of like an indication like it's done. See, I don't see any lines on this side. Tap, tap, tap. See, and the lines are basically gone. So, I mean, I would say as soon as those lines are gone, you don't even have to, like, I'm literally doing this, like, right now. I'm not editing this part or anything. Like, this is literally how long it takes. So don't step away while you're doing this, because it will get hard. I mean, if you like your tortillas like that, go ahead. That's literally all it needs, is just that little bit of time. Okay, this one has the lines, kind of ish. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. See? I don't know, maybe that's an indication, like, to take your corn tortillas out. I don't know. Maybe we've discovered some magical technique that is hidden. See, they like go away. See? Flipping it over. Taking it out. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep on doing this. I am almost done. And then I'll be back. Some avocado. Some romaine lettuce. It almost looks like cilantro, but it's not, I promise. And there we go. That is our plate. I hope you like this video. If you do, please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.